new episode of Burnin here. It is 2022 and it's show season, so here we are at the Wisconsin Musky Expo in Wausau, Wisconsin, and we got a full show this year. It is full of vendors and plenty of baits to look at and so much musky all around right now. But we've got our booth set up. Jake and Alex are going to be here, and new addition to the lineup, we got our hats. Those will be hitting the website pretty soon here. So in addition to that, we're going to do some walking around throughout the weekend. We're going to talk to some other vendors and see if we can get some tips or new products for you guys to find out about. So stay with us and enjoy the weekend here. Well guys, it is day 2 here for the Expo, and we had a nice start to the weekend with Friday yesterday. Had plenty of fans stop into the booth and tell us some great musky stories, so we're looking forward to hearing more of that today for Saturday, and we'll also try to get you guys some interviews with some vendors, so stick around. Well guys, we stopped in here to the Chaos Tackle booth, and obviously we've been running the assault sticks for a number of years now with flawless results. We've had good results with them, heavy trolling rods for sucker rods, but you got a new addition this year to the 2020 lineup, huh?
Yeah man, this is the Moab. So this is a XXX heavy, so kind of I would say it's one better than the Shock and Awe, and everybody knows how good the Shock and Awe is for big rubber.
Right.
This is going to take care of those Huskies and the Monsters, and just it's a big rubber throwing machine. We've got it available with the Revo seat as well.
Sure.
So you can get it with or without, but guys like this, it gives you a little bit of an extra advantage, something to grab on, something to put your palm up against when you're ripping those big baits. And of course the 2020 assault sticks it's a higher modulus, they're all telescopic rods, so super light, collapse down, you can get them in your rod lockers, you can get them in the truck now, so hopefully it solved most of the problems that people were having with those longer 9 and 9/6 rods.
Right, and that's one thing that we've enjoyed over the years as far as stowing them away, travel, and all that, as far as telescopic. But yeah, the 2020 is just basically a step up from your original assault stick line. So we've mixed a couple of those in over the years as far as original assault sticks and then the 2020s, and the 2020s are a good upgrade. I mean, they're a nice rod as well as the originals. So, well, for guys that are chucking real big rubber, they got a new option. So thanks for the info.
Absolutely, man.
Been a good show for you guys?
Yes, it has been.
Yeah, us too.
It's good seeing you guys as always.
Yeah, for sure.
Always awesome coming up to Wausau. I went to school in Stevens Point, so
yeah,
this is kind of an old stomping ground.
True.
Love being back up here.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't, I mean, I'm sure most of you have, but Angling Anarchy is your YouTube channel too. Yep. So we've had some great talks with Brian over the years, and looking forward to more, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks guys. We're gonna move on to the next one now and get you guys some more information. Day 3 here at the Wisconsin Musky Expo, and we burned through day 2, so it was a busy day yesterday. A lot of people came through, and that was fun. So we did a lot of talking, and excited for the coming year here as far as the new season. But we promised some interviews with some vendors, so we're going to get you those coming up in the next few hours. booth we wanted to stop at here is our connection for reel repair. I've been using Matt's reel repair for a number of years now. He's treated us really well, and we figured we'd talk a little bit of reel service. Just, I mean,
Sure.
some of the high points as far as what to look for. I mean, I always send them in yearly just to get mine serviced, but I think, what are some of the things that you look for as far as people should know about servicing their reels or when to send them in?
Yeah, that's a great question. We get that in the shop a lot. We kind of go by how much you're on the water. If you're on the water, for instance, every weekend or, multiple times a week, it's probably a good idea to get your reel serviced every year. If you're the occasional guy, you go up to Canada once a year and maybe a couple trips around the area, then, you could probably push it out to every other year, but you definitely want to get those reels serviced because every time you make a cast, you're collecting, plant material that's floating in the water, sediments, and just the minerals that are in the water are constantly finding their way inside that reel.
Sure. Yeah, and you can definitely, obviously, Jake and I put a lot of hours on in the water every year, and I've always figured yearly for us, but we're out there, almost every weekend.
Exactly. You guys are out there a lot, and you hit it hard. So you're wearing equipment, you're stressing stuff, setting the hook on fish or logs or whatever you find out there.
I've set my fair share of hooks on logs over the years, but as far as like setting them in from a time frame, what's a rule of thumb? I guess, what do you guys figure for that?
Well, I mean, if you have a breakdown, we always try to accommodate that way. So then, you're forced to send them in. But, if you're looking for your annual service, the best time to send them in to us or get them to someone to get them serviced is definitely at the end of the year when you put your boat away. It does a couple things for you. If there's something going on, if there's a bearing making noise or they're growling when you retrieve, it's fresh in your mind. The other side of the coin is you don't spend the entire winter with those with reels with moisture inside them. We get all the moisture dried out, they're clean, they're relubricated, and they're waiting for your first trip in spring.
That's a great point. So yeah, that's I guess a few things to keep in mind as you guys are going into your next off season, or if you're looking for some reel service. So
yep,
Matt's Reel Repair in Eagle River, and I think that should do it. We'll move on to the next vendor, and
well,
appreciate your info. So
absolutely,
all right. Well,
appreciate
thanks,
you
Matt.
stopping.
Yeah. Another vendor we want to stop here and talk with. So the original time you may have seen this on Burnin was with Rich Reiner. It was the Willow Rage here, and we actually discussed it with Rich. He went through it in one of our previous videos, so we'll leave a link in the description below for that. But the Willow Rage, it's a big bladed bucktail, and we fished it. Jake and I fished it, and it gives off some amazing vibration. Right. So I mean, maybe touch on a little bit of where this came from, and how you guys thought of it or whatever.
Yep, we used to do double blades all the time. They had a weighted head now for over 20 years, and a couple years ago, some friends of ours that were out guiding actually figured out that this was pretty much a pretty intense lure. What we did was we create water displacement with our head, so it's something that we target the fish's lateral line with water displacement, like searching out bait fish and stuff like that. It reacts to it. Then we went back to a single blade, went with a Magnum 10 Willow because it's got massive vibration. You can see any of the videos like on Burnin or on our Rocky Point Facebook pages. You can see how that initial swing of that blade will pull that weighted head and snaps back in the turn, and it just gets violent. So you got all that vibration, and then what we do with our clevises and the wire to actually help with that grinding, slapping metal on metal sound gives three attributes to these baits that targets directly fish's lateral line.
Sure.
So we kind of put the science, the engineering, and mathematics into it, equating out beads, weights, hooks and stuff like that for maximum effect on what the bait actually does in the water, and just separated ourselves from the regular standard bucktail.
Right. And willow blades obviously have been around for a long time, but I think there was an ebb and flow with that, and you don't see a lot of willow blade stuff as much anymore. which it's nice to see it back in, back in the rotation, so to speak.
Old school never dies.
Right.
I mean, this is something that's been around forever, and people just got away from. They want the bling, they want the next hottest, and all that, and get stuff that catches fish.
Yep. And we've used that night fishing, and I think it's a that size blade, the 10, obviously puts off some nice vibration for them to find in the dark. But this year you came out with the Nano range, which is a smaller version of that, so something else to keep in mind as far as a new bait for this season.
Yeah, and we got the Colorado and the Willow in the Nano size. Everybody was clamoring for a smaller bait, so a different profile, and these things. I mean, a lot of the people fishing around the Pewaukee, some areas in northern Wisconsin, John at Ross's, and all the guides, the 7 guides that were using these last year. And we put over 100 legal fish in a boat last year with testing the prototypes.
That's awesome.
And there's a lot of people that knew something was going on, and they knew we had something smaller but didn't know. Well, now we got it.
Sure. Cool. So, best way to get a hold of these?
Contact us. You message us on Facebook, Rocky Point Tackle Company. We're working on a website right now.
Great.
We just haven't had time because we keep having to make baits and get them to the shops and out to people.
Totally understand. All right, well, appreciate the talk.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, guys, that is a wrap on the 2022 Wisconsin Muskie Expo, and I think we had a great time. So it was great to see all the fans that stopped in the booth and talked and told us a bunch of great muskie stories. So with that, we're going to break down the booth and get ready for the 2022 muskie season. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one. Yeehaw! I got 2 cameras on me now. Day 2. So stick around, guys. We'll share. I was gonna say, shoot, and we'll see what we can. I don't know how to finish it. I'm trying to figure out how to finish that.
Let's see what we can.
With a few vendors, right in the coming hours. I was gonna say in the coming hours, and then I.
Good morning.
No,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ready? Do you want to say anything? Well, guys, that is a wrap.